Got a question for you. He goes, I need you to. Why are you recording this?
So I can clip it and send it to him.
He goes, I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you guys to read this passage on Friday and just be like, well, you're the VP, president, and secretary of the UF Chi-Fi Alumni Association. He goes, I want you guys all dressed up and looking great. And I'm at work reading this, and I'm taking a day off to go up there. I'm like, the only text I sent is, yeah, I'll do it, but you're not making me dress up, bro. I was like, this
Did
is
not
crazy.
Olseth, Rothenberg, and Fitzgerald anymore?
I don't know. We're not official by any means. We were just going up for
I
the
know
booze and
that.
the free food. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of it's not unbettable. I see Gary and I automatically assume. Welcome back to Barroom Boys. We got Hod today. He's back from the dead. Hod, how you feeling?
A lot better than last week, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't even draft last week. At what point did you finally kick the COVID out the system?
Uh, Mainly like Saturday.
All right.
Like a combination of I guess it was like I guess the flu's been going around, so it's probably that. But then I had a random COVID test sitting around because my two friends tested positive for COVID, who I was with like all weekend last weekend, and I had meetings to go to with clients in person in the city. And so I was like, I'm not feeling well. I better take a test. And if they just tested positive, and yeah, I tested positive. So
Naturally.
yeah, but it was the second time I've had symptoms. The first time was 2020 when I first ever got it, but it could be worse. Now I got it out of my system. Now I can go back to living my normal life.
Well, I want you to know Gary botched the draft for you, just so you're aware. Gary, let's turn it over to you. I saw you yesterday. I was recording from the office. What's going on, man? What's been happening in the world of Gary in the last 24 hours?
Oh, nothing. Um, I read a book, or I finished a book today, which was pretty cool. I haven't read a book in a long time.
What was the
Um,
book?
Nice.
oh, it's called A Silent Patient, and it's about essentially like it starts off explaining this scenario where like this girl killed her husband and like just went completely silent after the murder, and then she got locked up in like a insane asylum type thing, and this psychotherapist is like destined to like make her talk. And finally he makes her talk, and they find out after all that she never even killed him. So
Wow.
Well, that's a hell of a book to be reading, Gary.
yeah.
Very good, man.
I'm proud of you for reading a
Today's
book.
what?
I said I'm proud of him for reading a
Yeah,
book.
no, it's good on you, brother.
I
Thank you.
haven't done that in a long time, so
Yeah, I'm proud of you. But today's episode is gonna be a quick one. We're gonna talk men's college basketball final. We're gonna talk not much else. Haas got Champions League today. He'll lead us through that for a little bit. Then we got another letter draft. We're spinning the wheel. Thursday's episode is going to be a lot bigger. Obviously, we'll have Beav back on. He will be talking golf. Beav is actually on a date tonight. So he's got to figure his shit out. He's having fun out there, and we're going to hold it down over here. So,
Beeves on
boys,
date
Beav's on a date.
oh
again?
boy.
Beav's wheeling the birds, brother.
Oh,
He's wheeling them.
speaking of Braverman, so I got a text last night during the national championship game from Braverman, and I was expecting like I saw the like alert on my phone, Jack Braverman iMessage, and I'm assuming it's about to be like UConn or something like that. Um, and he goes, was in a call today with some people from Singapore, and your hometown, like in Connecticut, was name dropped.
Uh-oh. Careful now, Hod. You got the Singaporeans after you at these point.
Yeah, so naturally I responded with huh, and he was like, it was name dropped by an American, and he meant the wrong Monroe, but still something to be proud of.
It's such a Beav ass message, bro.
I
I
hit him with
remember
the
when
laughing emoji, and that was it. I was just like, what?
I remember when Beav went on his trip to Europe last year, and he would randomly send me like these like cryptic selfies in front
Yes.
of paintings. And I'm like, why are you sending me selfies in front of a painting? And he would be so sincere. He'd be like, check this out. But his face would be in like the bottom corner of it. And it was so weird. Like, but I love
I
Beav.
I love it because like the best time you get Beav is like when all the cameras are off and it's just out of the blue. So I'll be sitting, on a call by myself, just grinding MLB the show. Gary's probably rage quit or just hasn't gotten on at this point. Beav will just pop right in. Hey Mondo. Like, what's up, dude? And he'll just sit there, not playing video games, nothing, just kind of sitting on the call, hanging out. He'll
Drinking a
drop a word every once in a while, but he's just,
That's
like
classic Braverman.
the best was one day Lip and Gary were running late to hop on. Beav hops on out of nowhere, and I hear a lot of background noise. I'm like, Beav, like, what you got going on over there? He goes, oh, my bad, bro. I'm in the airport waiting for my golf clubs to come out and deliver everything. And I shit you not, from the airport to the Uber to his couch, he stayed on this Discord shooting the shit with me the entire time.
Nice.
I have never met someone like Beav, and I fucking love him. He's just different, bro.
Yeah, he's the
he's a
man.
fucking weirdo.
He is, but he's our weirdo. We always support the man. But anyway, let's tackle the episode. UConn, Hod, the Huskies, your home state. They take it 75-60 under hits. UConn minus 6.5 hits. If you follow along for Mondo Madness, your boy came out with big racks at the end of the day. Boys, what are the immediate takeaways from UConn and Purdue before I go into the TV numbers?
I mean, UConn, it was kind of expected. Like, they were the better team on paper, and it kind of showed during the game. I mean, Klingon kind of got dominated by Edie,
Mm-hmm.
which I kind of expected. But if you take those two out of the game, UConn is such a more dominant team and has a lot better players than Purdue's overall team itself. So it kind of became the Cam Spencer show. Uh, he was going crazy. Tristan Newton had a good game. He was just Mr. Consistent for the team all year. They got into foul trouble, but I mean, no one on Purdue can make a shot besides Edie. So they were just force
Yeah.
feeding him the ball. I think there was like one stat where he was the only person to score in like a 7 minute stretch or something like that for Purdue. So you figured that everyone knew that was going to be the game plan coming in. And I guess, I mean, Edie still dropped what, 35, something like that,
He's still
37.
bald.
Yeah. But obviously can't defeat a team with one person. Um, and yeah, UConn was better team.
Yeah.
Congrats to them. Even though I was kind of rooting for them to lose, they made me money because I won a bracket and won like 750, so I'll take it. But otherwise, yeah.
Gotta love it.
I can't say that
Gary.
I'm before I was interrupted, I was saying that I can't say that I'm surprised. UConn literally covered every single spread throughout the entirety of the tournament. So if you bet on them, good for you. But yeah, I mean, I literally fell asleep knowing that UConn was going to win that game. I woke up and turns out they did. So
Yeah.
nothing surprising.
That's the one annoying thing about being from like Connecticut and this March Madness run is because you can't bet on UConn, the state of Connecticut, which is kind of stupid. So you had to like one of my boys he works in like New York, or when I'd go to New York, I'd like place bets for like everyone, which was I guess fine, but at the same time, like you can't live bet, you can't check in or anything like that on your app. You just gotta wait until it hits. But I mean, you basically knew it was gonna hit, but yeah.
Honestly, like that's really smart in a stupid way, like because like think about all like the betting allegations against like players betting on themselves. Like if you can't bet on anything in your state, then like how
Well,
would you
you
bet
can't
on yourself?
you can, but you can't bet on Connecticut has no professional sports teams besides the Connecticut Sun, which are WNBA.
True.
But you can't bet on any collegiate sports in the state of Connecticut. I know some states are similar in terms of rules, but like I can't bet on like any sort of UConn sport or like Yale if I wanted to bet on them. I can't bet on them unless I was in either Massachusetts, Rhode Island, or New York.
Hmm.
So it's kind of smart, but at the same time, it's like for this run in particular, like everyone knew it was gonna win. It's just like you can't like sometimes you're not able to bet them because you're not. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
drive an hour pointlessly just to go win money to place one bet and then drive an hour back home. Like it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the time. So
So I want you guys to guess the number of viewers for the men's championship last night.
I'm gonna guess 25.
I
Okay.
was gonna say 22.
You're both way off, actually. There were only 14.8 million people that watched the men's game. And the kicker here, and the arguably the best part here, for the first time in the history of college basketball, the women's final, the basketball title game that we all watched together, drew in more viewership than the men's
Mhm.
by 4.5 million.
That's kind of crazy. Good for them.
That's nuts. Absolutely insane. Another, again, we said it yesterday, a testament to how far women's sports are finally coming.
Hmm.
And we're going to actually get viewership in the WNBA now, which is fucking wild. So
Yeah,
I know I'll probably tune in. I don't know about you guys, but
I'll watch a few games if they're on. I know that what was it? Vegas already moved their game schedule with the Indiana Fever to T-Mobile
mm-hmm.
to sell out more like 8,000 more tickets
Yeah,
just because I mean Caitlin Clark's gonna be on Indiana, so that's
she's
kind of
just
cool.
such a crazy draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like on the other side, the men's
The
just
men
aren't
have
isn't.
consistent the men have consistent players. Like you have like the Zach Ease and like I guess like you got the big name guys, but not like in terms of like Caitlin Clark, Paige Buchers, Angel
Yeah,
Reese, like those people. Like
this
yeah,
is
I
a
couldn't even tell
bad
you.
class
Yeah,
compared.
like I can probably name the top five WNBA draft picks. And I can maybe name two of the top five NBA draft picks this
Yeah,
year. I couldn't tell you who's going to go number one. There's no like Wemby or Chet or anything like that this year. So yeah,
I mean the big story is Bronny, Caitlin Clark. If you had to pick as an NBA GM, who you picking?
between them two,
Yep,
picking Brownie.
Gary.
An NBA what?
Never mind, Gary. Never
No,
mind.
I don't know what you said, Jem.
NBA GM.
Oh, a GM?
General manager. You had to sign one. Who would you sign, Brownie or Caitlin Clark? Like to like right now.
Ronnie.
I
Yeah.
thought someone would come in with a different opinion, but okay. That was kind of a lackluster question. I'll eat that one. Um, yeah, it was just this March Madness felt like one of the craziest ones on record, even though we got 2 1 seeds in the final, in both finals, actually. It just felt like there were so many upsets, so many weird scores. It was just fucking crazy from top to bottom.
Yeah. I
But
do feel
holy
like it
shit.
was the matchup that everyone wanted to see though. Everyone kind of wanted
Yeah.
them to do UConn, which was at least good.
Yeah, no, you gotta love it. And it's probably the last time for a while that it'll happen like this.
Yeah.
Like, we'll go back to having crazy upsets, but until then, we're gonna just enjoy the viewership from this one.
Yeah.
Hodska, Champions League, taking off. Big news
Oh,
coming out. Take
yeah.
it away.
This is quite possibly the best time to be a soccer fan right now is Champions League. The quarterfinals started today, so there were two games. Both games were incredible on paper. First game, at the same time, you had Man City playing Real Madrid in the first leg, and then you had Bayern Munich playing Arsenal in the first leg. Both games were as expected, like absolutely crazy. Man City and Real Madrid, they tied 3-3. I'm a Man City fan, so I will take the result all day, every day. Um, it was it started off, there was a goal in the first 2 minutes of the game, and then there were three goals in the first 15 minutes of the game, the over cash in the first 15 minutes of that game. So it was just end-to-end stuff. It was a great soccer game, some world-class goals being scored. Phil Foden, Freddy Valverde scored some absolute bangers. And then in the other game, Arsenal Bayern was 2-2 draw. Harry Kane's returned to the Emirates, even though he never played for Arsenal and he was on Spurs. That rivalry is still deep, and Arsenal fans still hate him. He scored a penalty today. Um, and then another absolute great goal from Serge Gnabry, and a beautiful pass by Leon Goretzka. And then Saka scored a great goal. Leandro Trossard scored, came on as a sub, impacted the game. So two draws for the first games. So the second games or the second legs will be next week. And then we still got two more games tomorrow. We got PSG Barcelona, which will be a really good game. And we have Dortmund Atletico, which is another really good game. So it's honestly, that's the best competition because it's basically the World Cup of club teams. It's basically the NFL and NBA playoffs. All the best teams in the world instead of just their country are competing. So you get to see like the Mbappes go against the Vinicius Juniors, the De Bruynes. It's awesome.
So we see Man City and Real Madrid at 18 points each in their respective groups. Obviously, I know you're a Man City fan.
Mhm.
Are they the team to beat? Who's looking the best so far in the Champions League?
In the Champions League, so it's Champions League is so different because the games are spread out. Like before that, the last Champions League game was played was February. So they obviously have to find the time to fit in between their international schedule and the respective like domestic league schedule. So it's kind of just based on form and like who's hurt, who isn't, who's available, who's playing well. Um, but I think, in my opinion, because the draw works, so it's a quarterfinal, so there's two sides of the bracket. The
Mhm.
one side of the bracket, which is technically today's games, Arsenal, Bayern, Man City, and Real Madrid. Those four teams, I think whoever wins that side of the bracket will win overall. Now, I do think whoever wins out of the matchup of Real Madrid, Man City will win it all. With that being said, because that game today, I was watching it while I was working and just looking over, and it was just literally I had one headphone in, listening to the game, and every time I heard the announcer like scream, I looked over, and that was literally like every 2 minutes because it was just back and forth, back and forth. It was a great game. Both those teams are really good. Man City's a little weaker in terms of injuries right now because their best player, Kevin De Bruyne, he was out today. They had two of their starting defenders out today, where Real Madrid had their full roster. Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think those two are the favorites. Whoever wins that matchup, or I guess technically, whoever wins that game on Wednesday next week, I think will win it all.
Okay. Have you watched the Man City doc yet?
I've watched 4 out of the 6 episodes. Yeah.
Have you watched the Beckham documentary?
Yeah.
Is it up there in terms of entertainment?
In terms of entertainment, like obviously, like for me, this is like a documentary. Like in terms of your like comparing it to like your favorite team, Mondo, this would be like if the Yankees won the pennant and they released a documentary about that, except the treble is kind of more impressive because they won 3 trophies in
Yeah.
this like year. But it's just kind of a typical almost Hard Knocks type documentary, whereas the Beckham one kind of obviously Beckham played in his prime 15, 20 years ago.
Hmm.
So that's just more kind of flashback than him being able to talk. This is more just kind of like going into the locker room, going out on the field, like interviewing the players like in their homes, um, having access to like halftime locker room talks and yada yada yada. So I mean I like it. Obviously I'm biased, but it's cool.
Yeah. I was talking about it with some of my Deportes people at work today, and they were just saying, yeah, if you like the Beckham stuff and you like that Messi doc, like go
Yeah.
check out this Man City one. It's just as good, if not better. So I kind of wanted it from your perspective.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
I'm not finished with it yet. They haven't won any trophy yet. They're probably I have 2 episodes to go, and I know they win 3, so they gotta be shown in the 2. So, but yeah, I mean, it's cool being able to see like these type of soccer players show their emotions instead of on the field because you don't really get too much out of them like you do in the NFL and the NBA because they are in your same country and speak
Yeah,
the same language. Um, but yeah, it's cool. The
awesome.
Captains of the World doc is a really good soccer one too. That just came out where
Let
it
me
goes
write
down.
that down.
It
What is
goes
that?
down.
Just like the captains of like the country teams?
Yeah, it's about the 2022 World Cup, and they interview each captain. So there you have Messi talking, you have Ronaldo talking, you have Mbappe, you have Luka Modric, and it's all about the World Cup. So,
Huh,
like, obviously, Argentina wins, but I mean, they interview Messi a lot, they interview Ronaldo a lot, so it's cool.
awesome. Gary, anything?
About soccer?
Yeah,
No, I'm not a big soccer guy myself.
that's all right, Gary. I haven't been either. It was to the point where I played it for one season, and the coach would ask, like, all right, who wants to sit the bench? Your boy's hand was always up. I'd kick back with the soccer ball behind my head. It wasn't my thing. But then, you kind of watch some of the stuff, you see how passionate the fans are. And you even go to some games and you're like, holy shit, this is kind of lit.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
one,
I played the fuck out of soccer when I was a little kid though. Like I played from
yeah,
like age of like 7 till I was about like 13. And then at that age, that's like kind of when the rec league stopped. And then I had to play like in like a bigger, like more competitive league, and that's when I stopped.
yeah.
Yeah.
With soccer, and I know it's like an American football mentality, but like it always has it to some extent, always will drive me crazy when they kick the ball backwards. Like that just frustrates me just because of how accustomed to football I am.
Yeah.
So like it'll just always kind of irk me a little bit. Like, bro, just fucking kick it forward. It can't hurt. Like
Yeah.
you're moving it down the field. But I'm starting to embrace it a little bit more. I've watched Ted Lasso probably 4 times, so I know my fair amount about soccer now. So
Yeah. Best way to
we
describe that, like if they kick the ball backwards, it's like if you're playing basketball and you see like one person drive and then you see like Joel Embiid or like someone like that in the paint and you're like, okay, I gotta kick it out and then like or like
yeah.
reset. So
Okay.
and
Yeah, I
plus
guess that would make sense.
it if you keep the ball, the other team has can't score and they get tired defending, so it's all about kind of strategy and it's basically a game of chess too, which
Yeah.
is like kind of cool thing about it.
Huh. Didn't look at it that way.
Oh yeah, like today's game, there's probably like 6 different times where like chess or chess match was thrown out by the commentators because that's literally what the game is in terms
Mhm.
of the managers kind of because I feel like in soccer, like, yeah, you can't call plays, like, or you don't have like an offensive coordinator or like
Yeah.
something like that, but you kind of know what you have to do, and it's just one voice talking in a stadium of 80,000 people rather than like multiple people talking through headsets and like helmets. So you can't really hear, but you kind of know what you're supposed to do and just go off
Mhm.
the feel and training. But it's for every different scenario, like even when I played, every lineup or every team you play, you have a different strategy going into it. So
Yeah. Very
any
nice.
other team sport, you just try to win,
Yeah.
like the weaknesses. So
That's all right. Well, with that being said, I'm sure at some point when the Champions League final comes up a little later this year, we'll dedicate a lot more time to soccer.
Mhm.
Because I know you could talk about it for days. So
Oh, easily, yeah.
I know I could just throw you the mic for an hour
We'll
and
do a
you'll be good.
solo like 3 hour episode and talk about soccer
Maybe
easily.
we'll fuck around and do that, man. Maybe we'll give you like a I don't know, follow a Man City broadcast or something. It's just you there.
Just
We'll
like
we'll
watch it.
figure it out. We'll put something together.
Yeah.
But now, boys, it's draft time. So today's draft, we didn't really have anything big we wanted to do. We're saving the fun one for Thursday. So today we have once again, second episode in a row, the wheel draft. Gentlemen, as you know, Gary, you've finally found out about the wheel draft. We need someone to keep a timer of 30 seconds, and we also need to do order before we spin.
Yeah, I can keep the timer.
Okay.
Order before you spin. I don't know. Gary decided.
We were just gonna rock, paper, scissors.
Oh yeah. Like
You haven't
uh,
been gone that long, bro. Come on.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
We're at a fucking standoff.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right, Hot, all you.
All right. Gare, you go last. Mondo, you go first. I'll go second.
All right.
Let me get the timer ready. And then go.
Once it hits the letter, 30 seconds.
Well, let me go to my notes first. Give me. Okay. Go.
You spin me right round, baby.
Stop, please. Okay.
Stop.
I want X. All right. Timer starts now.
Oh fuck, I forgot this is the part where we prepare. Son of a bitch. I can do this one off the dome.
Time. All right.
I can't really say what my 1A is because I'll get in trouble with my profession. So we'll go wealth, number one.
Uh,
Gotta get that dinero.
Um. Yeah, that was not on my list. Um.
I'll be
My
honest, I panicked.
my number one. I thought this was gonna be number one because this is my 1-1, and I thought it was everyone's. I'm taking water.
Oh, true. That does start with the. Good to know. good to fucking know.
Uh, so my first pick is gonna be weather. I feel like weather is pretty important every day. And my second one is gonna be Wagyu. Wagyu is a big trendy steak cut right now, so take that.
Tastes fucking good. In my next pick, I'm gonna take one of the best inventions of all time, and that's the wheel.
All right, Hod win the draft.
I'm just going standard here. Those are the first two things I thought of. We literally just saw a wheel spin for 10 seconds.
Brother, listen. I as soon as it hit, I kind of checked out. uh for my next one, let's go. Well, we can't do any of this without it. Let's go to the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Can't do anything without it. And then the next one after that, let's go with the weekend. Not the not the singer. The actual fucking weekend, bro.
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
Yeah. It's a good one. For my next pick, I'm going to go to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C.
Okay.
My next pick is gonna be Water Park. True staple of all Floridians' childhood. And my next pick is gonna be a walrus because they're a goofy looking animal.
Okay.
All right. Um, my next pick, well, I'm kind of torn in between two. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with another one, water themed, but this time of the melon variety.
Fuck. Damn it. You fucking asshole.
Speaking watermelon.
Oh, now I gotta pivot. What's better to pivot to? How about the goat of all goats, Wayne Gretzky?
Yeah, that's a
Let's
great
take
one.
him. And then, I mean, we're all guys, right? Let's
Yeah,
get some women. Women
yeah.
in the chat. God, I really wanted watermelon there.
With my last,
Oh,
I'm gonna take the one that was also in between. Both of them were food items. Another great food option, starting with W, wings.
I thought you were gonna say walnut. Wonton.
All right, good. Close it out.
Someone said vagina.
Um, damn. I'm just gonna go with this one because it randomly popped in my head. Wanda Sykes.
All right.
He always finds a way, Hod. He always finds a way to fuck up the draft.
Uh, I was not expecting her to be picked.
I don't think anybody was.
No. Why'd you pick her, Gary? What was the thought process?
I don't
I
know.
mean, look at
Honestly,
him.
the
You
name
can
just randomly
probably
popped.
piece it together.
The name just
Look at the
randomly.
fucking guy.
It really just popped in my head, like just randomly.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
All right. Go through the rundown. Mondo has wealth,
Oh
World
fuck!
Wide Web, weekend, Wayne Gretzky, and women. I have water, wheel, Washington, D.C., watermelon, and wings. Gary has weather, Wagyu, water parks, walrus, and Wanda Sykes.
I know Hod blew us out of the water, but I alone blew Gary out of the water. I mean, Gary's draft is horrendous.
Wanda Sykes.
This is fucking terrible.
All right, anyone have some honorable mentions? I can start. I got two. The
Go
other two,
ahead.
I wrote down three that I didn't use. One of them was Will Ferrell. I
Okay.
had winning, or I guess like the sensation of or feeling of winning. And then also washing machine.
I had whiskey
Oh, that's a good one.
and Wiz Khalifa.
Water gun.
Water bottle.
No water guns. And Wichita.
All right. Interesting.
I mean, he may not be allowed back. We may have to end it there.
Honestly, the start of his draft wasn't bad.
He
Like,
just fell apart. I saw him turn his screen off. That's when I knew it was going to go downhill very quickly after that. Because in case you can't tell by his smiling and the little sketch pose, Gary is not here right now. That's why Wanda Sykes popped into his head. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like, subscribe, share it with everyone you know. We will see you guys on Thursday. Peace.